Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Me and P-Man. P-Man, you ready? You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to attempt to read the Bible together, me and P-Man. And we're actually right up here in Matthew 17, verse 22. Okay? You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Parker, you know the deal. If anything sticks out to you or you have any questions, then just ask, okay?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. As they were gathering in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is about to be delivered over to the hands of men, and they will kill him, and he will be raised on the third day." And they were greatly distressed. What do you think about that?
I don't know what it means.
Well, do you know what it means when he says that they're going to kill him and he's going to be raised? You remember?
They're gonna kill who?
This is Jesus talking. So do you know Jesus told them that he was going to die?
I didn't know.
Yeah. He told them before he died, he knew he was gonna. And he still went to the city where he was going to die anyway. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The temple tax. Do you know what tax is?
Kind of.
What do you... Hey, talk loudly so they can hear you. What's tax?
I don't know.
Okay, do you remember when we did that thing with your Halloween candy? And
Yeah.
you had a big pile and then you gave a little pile?
Yeah.
And that little pile was 10% and that was a tithe?
Yeah.
And you give 10% to God?
Yeah.
So the government also takes a percent, and that percent changes, but the government also takes some of the money that you make, and that's called tax. Okay? So this is what happened. When they came to Capernaum, the collectors of the 2 drachma tax went up to Peter and said, "Does your teacher not pay the tax?" He said, "Yes." And when he came to the house, Jesus spoke to him first, saying, "What do you think, Simon? From whom do kings of the earth take toll or tax? From their sons or from others?" And when he said, "From others," Jesus told him, "Then the sons are free. However, not to give offense to them, go into the sea, cast a hook, and take the first fish that comes up. Then when you open its mouth, you will find a shekel. Take that and give it to them for me and for yourself."
What's a shekel?
Like that's enough money. That's money to pay the tax. So did you get what Jesus did there? He told him to go fishing. He caught a fish, and then the money was in the fish's mouth. It was serious. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, what if we go fishing and we open the fish's mouth and we find $100, $400, and you can buy your PlayStation? What do you think about that?
I would do that.
That's crazy, huh? Okay, this is the section I really want your input on, bud. Okay, this is what it says. At that time, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" You know what that means? Do you know what the word greatest means?
Like, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just greatest.
Well, what does greatest mean?
The best?
Yeah, the best. It means, so what they're asking is, "Hey, Jesus, which one of us is the best?" Do you ever think about that with your friends? No? That's good. You don't think about that. So you don't worry.
All of us are the best.
All of us are the best. So you don't worry when you're hanging out with your friends, "Am I better than that guy, or is that guy better than me?" You don't worry about that? That's so awesome, bud. Because look at this. This is a perfect example, because he says, "Then Jesus called to him a child like you, and he put him in the midst, and he said, 'Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven.'" And then he says this, "Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven."
Wait, we can never enter the kingdom of heaven?
Well, Jesus is saying that you can't enter the kingdom of heaven if all you're concerned about is your own greatness. Because then you're thinking about yourself, and he wants you to be thinking about God and his kingdom, not just thinking about yourself all the time. And I just love it, bud, that you are a kid and you just told me you're not concerned with comparing against your friends and who the greatest person is. Huh. Like, you want your friends to be good at stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you want your friends to succeed?
Yeah.
Are you worried if they do really, really good at sports or in school, or are you happy for them?
I'm happy for them.
Yeah. And you expect them to be happy for you, huh? Yeah. Like, when you do good in soccer or school or whatever, like, you would expect your friends to be happy for you? Yeah. And that's what Jesus is saying, is that we shouldn't try to be better than other people. We should try and be the best person that we can be. You know that God created you to be the best Parker that you can be. And nobody else is going to be Parker, because you're the only Parker. That awesome?
What other people are named that?
There's other Parkers, but there's nobody else that's just like you. So Jesus says, whoever humbles himself like a child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Do you know why Jesus loves children so much?
Because it's their son and daughters?
He's their son and daughters, yeah. And children are just so good at loving people and having just faith. Like, you just trust me, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus says, whoever receives such a child in my name receives me, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. That's crazy. Woe to the world for temptations to sin, for it is necessary that temptations come, but woe to the one by whom they come, by whom the temptation comes. If your hand or your foot causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away.
Your foot off?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. It's better for you to enter life crippled or lame than with 2 hands and 2 feet and be thrown into eternal fire. And if your eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It's better for you to enter life with 1 eye than 2 eyes and to be thrown in the hell of fire. Oh my goodness. Isn't that crazy what Jesus is saying? If your hand or your foot causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. If your eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. Do you know what sin is?
Yeah.
What?
Like doing something bad.
Yeah, doing something bad. But do you know where the action of doing something bad starts? Right here in your heart. So remember, we always have to think about where our heart's at, not just what we do. But what he's saying is, if the things that you do are sin and you can't stop yourself, you need to cut those things out of your life. It's better to sacrifice certain things and be right with God than to keep those things in your life and end up far from God. Has there been a time in your life when you knew that you needed to stop doing something to do what God wanted you to do?
I think so.
Yeah, like maybe being mean to your sister or
maybe like...
Talk up loudly. Move your hand.
Like accidentally saying bad words.
Yeah, accidentally saying bad words. And so you just thought in your mind, oh, I shouldn't be doing that, and so you changed what you would say, huh? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Trash can almost fell.
It's okay. Let's finish this video, okay, bud? Okay. Let's do one more, okay? I want to see what you think of this section. You tell me what you think of this story. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. He's talking about kids still. For I tell you that in heaven, their angels will always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them goes astray or gets lost, does he not have 99 on the mountain? Does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go and search for the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. You know what that means? Did you catch all that?
What is perish?
Perish means die. So did you hear how he said, imagine that a farmer has 100 sheep on a hill, and then only one of those 100 goes strolling away and gets lost. He says, don't you think that that shepherd will leave those 99 safe ones and go and find the one lost one? And he says, that's exactly what God is like. God cares about the one that's strolling away, that he'll go and he'll leave the 99 safe ones so he can go find one lost little kid. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that's what Jesus is saying. What do you think about that?
Cool.
Cool? Is it pretty cool?
I guess.
What do you mean you guess? Is that not really cool? That God would chase after you and find you?
Well, it is cool.
Stop doing that. It is cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what are our takeaways for the day, bud? Like, what are you gonna... Is there anything that's gonna stick with you today that you're gonna be able to think about the rest of the day? Anything that maybe you could change in your life?
I don't.
Is there anything that you could tell the people out there that from this Bible that maybe that they should do?
No.
No, nothing. Still learning. Well, I really resonate with this passage here. We live in a society where people compare all the time, and if we're not careful, we could fall into that same trap as well. And so I just love that, and we've talked about this before, that Jesus is not so concerned with us being better than somebody else. He's concerned with us being the best that we can be. And so I love, and it's Parker here is just learning how to read the Bible and fidgety and all this, but that's probably the same world that you live in and with kids and all that. But this is his example for us. It's just a simple child with simple faith, loving him. And so I want to encourage you to have faith, simple faith in Jesus today like a child, and to commit your life to him. So we'll see you again tomorrow. We'll pick up in verse 15. So can you say goodbye, Parker?
Bye.